Hey guys, Benjamin Goodpasture here. Today's video, I'm going to talk about evictions in California. So if you're new to my channel, I'm a real estate investor in Northern California. We focus on fix and flips. We do buy and hold through BRRRR method. We also have a lot of vacation rentals. So that's kind of our niche. Also looking into new construction. But today we're talking about evictions. And evictions in a blue state that is very challenging. It is very pro-tenant versus being pro-landlord. So I wanted to talk about the challenges, that I've had over the last 3 years in investing and what I've learned, what I would do differently. So it's something to pay attention to, especially if you want to start investing in real estate. Think about these things before you start buying in a certain market, specifically that state. Like, think about the state you're going to invest in. You want to look at, if it's pro-landlord or pro-tenants. You want to look at, some states have higher property taxes than others. Things to be aware of when you start. So I had to do an eviction a couple years ago. That was my first one, and it was a nightmare. I knew that was going to happen. I had a crazy tenant that was, had some mental illness. I hate to say crazy, but it was a crazy situation. I don't want to label them as crazy. The situation was very crazy, mental illness, and it caused a lot of stress. I had to go to court twice. They were threatening me. I had to carry around pepper spray whenever I came to my property. They were damaging my property. They were slandering my name on their vehicle and on my building, and they were also threatening tenants and workers. It was super intense and very stressful. But I bought the property at a great deal. I bought this 5-unit, 4-plet, single-family house for $350,000. It was only getting $2,000 a month in rent. And we fixed it up. It took about a year and a half to get it all done. Now we're making about $7,000, $8,000 a month. The property is worth close to $1 million. I mean, it was an incredible process. I learned a lot. There's some bumps, blood, sweat, and tears on this. It was crazy. So it's something you got to be aware of as a possible challenge when you're investing in multifamilies, especially if there's lower income tenants. And that's what there was there. There were HUD tenants, which is Section 8, which means the government help pays for some of their rent. And yeah, I worked closely with a lawyer and they took care of it. The thing I learned is always hire a property manager. Don't be the person communicating with the tenants. Like, it was very stressful. If I would have let the property manager do all the talking, let the lawyers do all the talking, I would have reduced the stress probably by 90%. It's crazy. And so I've learned from that, and I've done other deals where I've had a property manager, all the communication, and that takes the weight off of you as the owner. And another thing is like, I'm a nice guy, and oftentimes if you're nice to people and you really care about their best, they'll take advantage of you, and they know how to do it. So it's something you got to be aware of. And so recently, another situation that I'm evicting someone is we bought this 6-plex, and I knew this was going to be a pretty rough situation. So we bought this 6-plex, and there's some tenants in there quite older, and honestly, they need assisted living. It's a terrible situation, very unhealthy. I didn't go into the apartment when I bought it, but my realtor did and the inspector, and they said it was the worst living situation they've ever seen, as far as smells and just clutter and trash. It was disgusting. Like, no one should live in that kind of situation. Honestly, it's worse than most third world countries. Like, I think people in Africa might have cleaner homes than this. So I knew buying the property that this could be a challenge. I offered help for them to move, gave them some financial assistance. They didn't move. They actually stopped paying rent for about 8 months. And so I got a lawyer involved and tried to get them out, and then their legal services started fighting on them and delaying things. And now the new challenge is the smells that are coming from their apartment is going into the rest of the building. And that's causing other tenants to move out. That's a huge problem. That's creating a risk for me that I might lose this property. If I don't have tenants, I can't pay the mortgage. If I can't pay the mortgage, then the bank is gonna take back the property. I'm gonna lose the property. And how is that a good situation for anyone? So we're trying to figure out a way to connect some kind of social services to help these people find some kind of assisted living, some kind of help, because their current situation is not healthy. It's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for the other tenants. That's just not fair for anyone. Everyone is losing in this situation. So sometimes evictions like this are necessary and they're actually good for people. It's like, I want to help you get out of your situation because there's something better for you. So that's where we're at. It's been a little stressful, discouraging, and so we're looking into new solutions to try to find ways to negotiate, see if we can find a win-win to find them a better living situation. For me, going into this, I've got to fully rehab this whole unit. I mean, I've got to replace all the drywall. I mean, it smells and potential mold or mildew. I mean, I've got to just fully gut this thing and replace the whole thing. So all that to say, evictions in California are very challenging. The courts, the judges, they're very pro-tenants. And so for us, creating a case that's going to find a better home for these people and hopefully some assistance is very challenging. I'm in it. I'm in it for over a year with this couple that I'm dealing with. You know, it's pretty extreme. Like the lady in the house, she literally can't use the bathroom on the toilet. Has to use the shower. And so it's pretty extreme. So anyways, know that going into investing in California, know that these situations can happen. If you have any questions, leave a comment, give me a call, and like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.